Minister of Defense has just resigned, and over health issues, so according to what they say, but we know exactly what is happening. Tinubu actually acted right this time. Let me be honest. I am so happy about what Tinubu has done. You know, I cannot, because of the current situation of this country, just blind my eyes towards some good development coming from the president. I can't do that. That is not the kind of person I am. If he do good, we talk and say he do good. If he do bad, we talk and say, this one is rubbish, or you do well. Yeah. Just the same way we talked about the ambassador list, putting Rino Mokere there. We talked about it, that wasn't good. But now the Minister of Defense have resigned based on health issues. And now the new minister, I will mention his name soon. I know some of you already know the new minister. But there are some Arewa boys who are asking Tinubu to make Gumi the new Minister of Defense. This guy said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should appoint his namesake, Dr. Ahmed Gumi, as Minister of Defense, following Abubakar Badura resignation. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Gumi, Minister of Defense. The day they tried that rubbish, Gumi will carry the entire budget of defense and use it to settle bandits. Those people that are making that suggestion there. What the hell is happening? Okay, Gumi, Minister of Defense. Well, very fortunate. Some people might support that initiative. We are all Nigerians, you understand? And I'm not saying whatever Nuhu Sada said is wrong. He's in Nigeria, and he's free to make suggestions as a Nigeria to Mr. President or to the general public. And me, myself, I am free to discriminate, agree or disagree with his suggestions. You understand? So I don't blame him saying they should make Gumi the next Minister of Defense. Okay, but guess what? Mr. President, our beloved Mr. President, was proactive. Here he is. He was very proactive after the resignation, or they already knew, Nigeria politics, not be as a federal government and whatever affairs, not be everything that they shatter online. So I believe they already knew, because Tinubu, don't forget, told Minister of State of Defense to relocate. So Defense Minister wasn't really in the picture. So it shows that something was already happening. So he resigned, and Tinubu has already appointed this man, the ex-chief of defense staff, Musa, the one that was retired recently. Musa, the very outspoken ex-chief of defense. I don't think we have seen a outspoken chief of defense before like this man. I'm not praising him, but according to what I've seen online, and I'm going to play some of the video. So this is like the first time. I think this is almost like the first time that, to my knowledge, that politicians, the president, have appointed an experienced person as defense minister. Because usually they appoint a farmer or doctor or another person entirely as defense minister. This is the first time they are bringing an experienced person in defense as a minister. Honestly, it's a welcome development. Some president will make it look like, come on, man, we need a politician there as defense minister. We don't need another soldier as defense minister, because of coup and the rest. But this man, I don't know why, but he's a very outspoken man, and I commend Mr. President, uh, appointing this man as defense minister. I think he's a right man for the right job.
There is nothing. I just can't understand why anybody will wake up and say that we're killing people when we're actually not doing the same. And guess what? Where the Giwa barracks you were talking about, we have all the humanitarian agencies working there. You have the UN working, local and international organizations are working. Are we saying they are complicit? There is nothing we're doing in the back. So if they don't say it, which means Amnesty International is equal, and Amnesty is equally there. So which means they're equally accusing all these other organizations of being complicit.
So just to be clear, you would be prepared to go to the ICJ in The Hague and answer these accusations?
We're not scared of anything because we don't have anything of such.
We've seen Boko Haram regroup and regroup and regroup. What is your answer to that? That you have in some way fed the insurgents?
The problem is that I think we've talked to international community. Let's find out the funding. When they started surrendering, by the time we left, so as we speak, we have over 120,000 that have surrendered. Most of them, when you find them, they are coming with hard currencies. How did they get them? How are they funded? How did they get the training? How did they get the equipment?
What is your suspicion?
Well, maybe an international conspiracy. You don't know. Who knows? How are they be able to sustain themselves for 15 years? That is one question I think everybody should ask himself. For Nigeria to be able to hold them, and you go to Nigeria, everything seems to be working well.
You must have an idea. I mean, let's not talk about international conspiracy theories. Let's give some hard facts.
Well, I just leave it at that. I'm sure they know, and I'm sure everybody knows that these are the challenges we're facing that needs to be addressed. So the UN need to come in to ensure that, because we need to trace the funding. How are they sustaining themselves for 15 years?
What does the UN coming in mean? What does that look like?
Track the funding. It's international flow. We don't have control over that.
Whose interest is it to see Nigeria destabilized?
Well, I don't know. You don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
Really has spoken chief of defense then, though. Really has spoken. And we were kind of like even hearing rumors that it's because of too much talk. That's why they asked him to resign. Those are rumors, though.
Possible. Border management is very critical. I've had countries, because of the level of insecurity they had to fence their borders. I know sometimes when you mention, people say, no, it's impossible. Pakistan fenced 1,350 kilometer border with Afghanistan. That was the only time they had peace. Saudi Arabia and Iraq, 1,400 kilometers fenced completely. Can we start thinking of fencing our borders? We have 1,500 kilometers with Niger Republic, 1,900 kilometers with Cameroon. Chad is there. All over us, surrounded by Francophone countries, and the Sahel is heating up. If we don't do anything, when the Sahel falls, it is Nigeria that everybody is interested in. Because they believe Nigeria is huge, Nigeria is big, Nigeria is rich. And that is what we should start thinking about. How do we secure fully and take control of our borders? It is critical for our survival. It is critical for our sovereignty.
I think he's the right man for the job. He's the right man. To me, he's the right man for the job. And thank you, Mr. President, for appointing him. He has convinced me with his talk. And we are hearing rumors. All those ones, they are rumors, though. They said it's the oppositions that are winch hunting the president. The opposition are winch hunting the president. We have had these issues before and before. How can I be the boss of my house and I know someone under my roof is the one every day going to my fridge to steal meat? I know, thereby putting disgrace into me, and I'm unable to do something to that person. So to me, forget they say opposition, it's still the president's fault, because the president has the power the ability to make life unbearable for that opposition, to jail them for what they are, for supporting kidnapping and everything. But he refuses to jail them now. So we should make excuses and say is the opposition. No, now we can't say that. We can't say that. He's the president because he has all the utmost power. So forget all those opposition. So, Mr. President, you have done a good job when it comes to that appointing that man. Now, let's see and hope that things will change.